Hi everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of the Inexperience Points podcast. You may have noticed that this is a bit late. In fact, pretty much a whole week late. Basically, we both had boring life stuff to do, didn't we?
Yep, weddings.
Weddings, yeah. But that's all over and done with, and we're back on track. If you didn't know, my name's James.
And I'm Chris.
And you're Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
As ever, I think we'll start with what we've been playing this week. And I think there might be a bit of a running theme with our recently played games. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think we held true to our word.
Absolutely. Pretty much bossed through the entire list of PS Plus stuff. So, let's get started. I believe we've both played Entwined.
Yes, we have. What did you think of Entwined?
Right. Now, on the last podcast, I admit I was a bit of a dick about Entwined. I think I prejudged it before I got a chance to play it and properly look into it. And I don't know what your opinion will be, but I actually thought it was alright.
Yeah, I think alright is a fair choice of word.
Alright, we're going to go with alright, are we?
Odd. I just see straight away the love between a fish and a bird. Straight away.
Yeah. Now, I never did make any sense of that.
Quite beautiful. Beautiful love between a fish and a bird.
But I don't get why. Okay, so we should probably start by explaining it. Do you think you could do the honours?
I could try. So, firstly, the art style's a bit odd. It's almost like an origami.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
And bird.
Yeah.
Bright colours. I can't remember which way around it is, but the left stick controls one. The right stick controls the other.
That's right, yes.
And you have to coordinate them to fly through certain patches of colour.
Yeah, that does sound really crap, doesn't it? It's kind of like it's almost like a rhythm action game, almost. Like, I almost got a feeling of sort of Guitar Hero, kind of having to kind of line up with the different things that are coming at you on screen. And it's not exactly what I expected. I expect it to be a really pretentious, arty-farty... Well, it is arty-farty.
It is pretty arty, yeah.
But it's almost got, as I say, like a sort of rhythm to it. It's kind of like reflexes based, almost. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I didn't play it for a huge amount of time, but yeah, I found it probably more coordination based than
actually
based.
That's a good shout. Coordination based. So you have to match up with these different, as you say, like coloured gates that you have to fly through using the analog sticks, and then you have to pick up like coloured orbs along the way. And once you pick up enough, you transform into a dragon.
I'd say you entwine.
And yes, you entwine. That's it. That's the buzzword we're looking for. So I don't know. I don't remember this in biology myself. Is that what happens when you combine a bird and a fish? They turn into a dragon?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's right. Is it? Okay, yeah, I didn't pay much attention in science class. And then you fly around as a dragon, collect some more orbs, and fly through a gate, and rinse and repeat. It's kind of the same thing over and over again. But I actually thought it was all right. It's better than I expected. Quite relaxing.
Yeah, it is one of those games. I remember Flower. Do you remember Flower?
Oh, now that's something I've still never played, and I would like to. So it's like Flower, is it, would you say?
Well, just, as you say, relaxing, I imagine. I think I've only played Flower like once, but
okay.
I think that was something that was said about that. Like, there is gameplay mechanics to it, but it's also just kind of like a therapeutic.
Yeah. Now, of course, you'll have played on PS4. I actually played the entirety of my time spent on the Vita version, and I think it was really well suited for Vita. I've not tried the PS4 one, but I'd almost guess that it actually suits portable gaming better than a home console. Do you think you'd agree with that? You might have to try the other version, see what you think.
Yeah.
Okay, so more positive verdict than we were expecting, I'd say.
Well, yeah, although I seem to remember you were more negative about Mousecraft than you were about Entwined.
Mousecraft. Yeah, let's...
I hope you're going to take that back after playing.
Did you enjoy Mousecraft?
Oh, Mousecraft is excellent.
Do you enjoy Mousecraft?
It's a very good game.
Oh, mate.
I'd say it was the strongest of the bunch.
No, don't say that to me. Don't say that to me. Did you genuinely enjoy it?
No, yeah, I got past through the First lot of levels, did about 20 of them.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Got a lot of cheese.
I don't get it, though. So, the premise of Mousecraft is you're a crazy cat scientist.
Yep.
And you're conducting experiments on the lab mice or lab rats, whatever.
I'm guessing mice, going off the name.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Mousecraft. Yeah, it's about rats, innit? Yeah, so you're conducting these experiments, but these experiments just involve moving boxes around. It's like Lemmings, isn't it, almost?
Yeah, the first thing I thought when I played it was this is a mixture of Lemmings and Tetris.
Yeah, it's definitely got like I think they call them the tetrominos, the shapes.
Yep.
It's got the very familiar Tetris shapes on there.
And you can rotate them.
Yes. Basically,
fashion.
you got to sort of make a path, essentially, haven't you?
Can you rotate them in classic Tetris?
I think so. Yeah, oh yeah, you can. In Tetris, you can rotate the blocks.
Yeah,
yep.
Been ages since I played it. But yeah, so there's that element that's the same.
But I thought it was dog shit. You enjoyed it, did
Beg
you?
your pardon?
I don't know, it's just so bland and soulless and pointless. It doesn't make sense. Why is this cat doing experiments? And then the cat...
Well, there was a story, but I didn't read it.
Oh, the story's terrible. I don't know why it has a story. The cat's run out of money to do his experiments, but all he's doing is just playing with mice and boxes.
Yeah.
And then by doing his silly experiments, he comes up with these magic gem things which give him money. I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah,
now.
and his mice have to collect them via the levels.
Oh, it's just terrible. I hated it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I thought it was good. Like, it worked the brain a little bit. Maybe not so much straight away, but after you played it for a bit, you had to try and think of ways to get through the level without killing all your mice, and if possible, collecting all the gems.
See, I've got an idea of why I think you like it. What it made me think of is this should be a free-to-play mobile game. And I think that's why you like it, because you are a big fan of your toilet games.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think we've probably cottoned on to some explanation. Either that, or I'm just a bit of an arse.
Well, I'm vouching for Mousecraft.
Okay, that's good.
But we'll leave it at that. I don't think there's a huge amount to say about it. Is there?
No, there isn't, other than it's a load of old toss now. So moving on. Now, I know last time you were very excited about the prospect of Styx.
Well, I don't believe I was very excited about the prospect of Styx.
Okay. Did you get to spend any time with your goblin friend?
I did.
Okay.
I've become more familiar with Styx himself.
Would you say he's an excellent video game protagonist?
No.
Okay.
He's a goblin.
Yeah.
There is a voice actor there, and he's probably one of the stronger voice actors in the crew, which isn't saying a lot. He somewhat overacts his part, but he's all right.
Sure, so it's pretty contrived, pretty overdone. Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't say he's likeable, but I wouldn't say I disliked him either. The whole premise was a bit strange. He's going after, I can't remember what it was called. It was like but it was basically a big tree of life thing made of amber.
Right.
There's a lot going on with amber in this game. You know, magic and things are all based around amber.
Do you think amber is drugs?
Well, funny you should say that. I'm pretty sure Styx himself was hanging that day as the game starts.
Oh, really?
Because he keeps banging on that he's got an awful headache and he needs hair of the dog, aka more amber.
Yeah.
And he seems to have forgotten what happened the last day. A bit like how Conker's Bad Fur Day starts, I think.
Oh, really?
He's
could be on something there then.
Like, you bump into some guy reasonably early on, and he's his mate, and he recognises you, and Styx is like, ugh, that guy.
Really?
I remember his name, but I don't know what he did. Ugh, I think he's my friend. Yeah, so he's basically hanging out of his arse this day, and he can't remember things very well. But he's got some plan about this big tree.
Oh, okay.
I think he wants to steal it, or steal the contents of it.
He sounds like a bit of a knob.
Well, that's what I thought. He doesn't seem to like humans or elves, and he seems to be shit-stirring something. But it's a bit odd, because it starts with an interrogation from a pair of humans. I think a dad and a son, I'm not sure. But he gets towards the end of this kind of interrogation, and suddenly he's back in a cell. So I don't know whether he was remembering being back in the cell, or they just put him back in the cell and they didn't show it.
Okay, so that was a bit confusing then.
So you just start in the cell. You get your dagger, and you go on your way. And it's got all the standard stealth stuff. So there's torches, and you put them out to conceal yourself.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
I remember Thief had some sort of light and dark system that showed when you were covered.
Oh yeah, so that's something like that, does it?
Yeah, he's got a tattoo on his shoulder, and when it glows, he's in the light. He's in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of ironic.
Bit counterintuitive, yeah. Sure.
But it's basically just telling the player that, you're kind of safe there. There's lock picking, there's stealth kills, all your standard stuff. The AI is pretty terrible.
Is it?
Yeah.
Quite easily fool them, can you?
Yeah, you can just go around the corner and hug up against the wall and they're like, huh? Where's he gone? And then you just stay there for a bit. And yeah, they've all got this like really over the top voice acting, like much more so than the main guy, and he's pretty over the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty standard stealth game, seemingly. I put it on the hardest difficulty level.
Why?
Just go balls deep.
Why not?
So that made it kind of more fun because literally they can kill you in one hit that way. So if they get close to you, there's just quite a comical death where they kind of just pick you up, slit your throat, and then stamp on your head when you're on the floor. So you just get pretty murked pretty easily. So it means you have to play well. But counter to that, there was a part where I found some sort of amber construction going on, and I sabotaged the machine, so the whole room just filled with this amber gas, and it obviously doesn't affect the goblin, but everyone else just died. So I gave up on stealth and just kept running through different rooms and getting them to chase me into that room, and then that's killed them.
That's a good idea.
So I killed a lot of people that way. And the one thing I did notice is the stealth kill is really slow. So he's got a dagger, but you sneak up behind someone and you do stealth kill, you have to hold square. And he takes ages. I think he smothers them and then snaps their neck.
He doesn't sound like a very good assassin. He's taking his time.
Well, that's what I can't understand. If he had a dagger, so he could just do a
quick throat slit.
Throat slit, yeah. Or he could just go straight for the snap neck, but instead he just does some smothering first. Just
give him a bit of a cuddle to soothe them as he
like whispers in their ear. Yeah. Sorry about this.
Well, that's nice at least. That's nice.
But yeah, it was all right. I carried on. I wanted to get to his hideout because that's where you could start putting experience points in into new skills, and some of the skills looked quite interesting.
Sure.
But I never actually got there. I met his friend, and then another weird friend who had a weird glowing face.
We all have weird friends
with
weird glowing faces.
Well, yeah, he certainly did. And I think that might have been something to do with our goblin, but he couldn't remember because of the previous indulging on amber or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
And so, yeah, that's it really. I might carry on just to see if I can get to this hideout, but I didn't enjoy it particularly, but I wouldn't say it was too bad either.
Okay. I didn't get around to giving that one a shot. The one PS Plus game on my PS4 I did try was Rocket League.
Oh, yes. I'd say I didn't play this one, so...
Okay. It worked out quite well then, really, didn't it? Rocket League is really damn good. I had a mate round last night, and it's definitely kind of a multiplayer focused game, really. It's not that brilliant in single player, just against the AI. So it's football mixed with cars.
Okay.
It's like the ultimate manly game. But as you are well aware, I'm not the ultimate manly man.
No, you are.
And I have very little interest in either football or cars. But as a combination, when you combine them, now that is something. So yeah, you're basically in two teams. You can just be 1-on-1, or it goes up to 4v4 in these crazy turbocharged vehicles that can boost all over the place, drive at walls, jump around and fly and stuff. And you're just kind of kicking around a massive oversized ball. And it's like real football. You have to get it in the opponent's goal.
So when you say kicking, how are they hitting?
Well, yeah, the cars don't literally have feet on them.
Okay.
You just kind of ram into them.
Yeah.
and you kind of do little flips and tricks and stuff to smack the ball where you want it to go. And it's just that kind of game where it's absolute chaos. The controls are quite difficult to get the hang of. You can do quite a lot. They're surprisingly agile for cars. As I say, they can sort of jump around all over the place and boost and everything. And you're kind of just frantically mashing away at the pad trying to get your car to do what you want it to do. But yeah, with a mate round, it was brilliant. It's one of those party games where you're just kind of screaming at the TV, and because it's just all over the place, the controls are so, and the physics and everything are so unpredictable, it results in these really out of the blue moments where you'll suddenly score and not expect to, and you'll do some really amazing saves and feel like an absolute badass.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it is really good. We might have to try it at some point online, because I think it is online.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask that. Did you mainly just play you versus him? I guess you didn't get anyone else involved? Or
no, we got some AI involved, and they're actually quite challenging. So on the easy difficulty, they're a bit of a walkover, but the medium is fairly tough.
So was that you and him versus AI, or?
Yeah, well, we mixed it up. To start with, it was just me versus him. Then we got the AI involved and just tried lots of different combinations. And the AI is quite good, although I was really pissed off because one game, we accidentally went on the opposite teams instead of being on each other's team and teaming up against the AI. So we
you
each
had AI?
Yeah, we each had an AI player each. And my player literally... I was near to the opponent's goal, trying to score, and my player, for some crazy reason, just kind of booted the ball in the opposite direction, then sped up to it, and just booted it straight into our own goal. It's mental. I don't know.
Sound guy.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
That's exactly what you want on your team.
But really fun game. Loads of fun. Definitely recommend it.
So how many cars do you control?
You only control one, and then obviously your teammate controls another, and you could have it just 1v1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can have it 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, or 4v4. And you can even do a crazy unfair mode where it can be like you and a mate versus 4 really hard AI players. We tried that. It's just ridiculous.
Impossible.
Yeah, got absolutely slaughtered. So yeah, that was a good time. I was really pleasantly surprised at that one. I thought it looked quite good, and it was even better than I expected. So I do recommend that. Okay, now what else do we have on PS Plus? I know there was Rain. I don't think either of us have.
No, I won't be indulging in Rain.
No, I think we'll give that one a miss. But on the Vita, we had Geometry Wars Dimensions Evolved.
Yeah, you were quite interested in that, weren't you?
I was quite interested, and it turns out it is bloody brilliant. I've not played Geometry Wars for a long time. I did enjoy it back on the 360. Have you ever played it?
No, I haven't actually.
No. Do you even know what it's about?
Yeah, it's a twin stick shooter.
That's right. Yeah,
kind of
shmup as they like to call them.
Yeah.
So you're moving around with your left analog stick, and your right analog stick is that's how you control what direction you fire in. And yeah, it's just kind of this crazy sort of hyper retro, neon glowing battlefield. Loads of enemies flying at you all over the place, and yeah, it's just a bit chaotic. But whereas the original was mostly just about like a score attack on a normal playing field, you just had to beat your high score each time. This really mixes it up, and this is where the dimensions and the evolved bit come in. So rather than just being on a flat playing field, there's loads of different shapes. So you could be on an orb or a sausage. Is one of them.
Or is it literally called sausage?
Yeah, it's literally called sausage. And
Excellent.
like a cube.
A sausage fest.
A sausage fest, yes, definitely. Yeah, so there's all these different shapes of the playing field. And then there's loads of different modes chucked in as well. So you've got your standard sort of shooting at enemies, score attack kind of thing. You've got modes where you've only got one life, time limit ones. But then there's like a mode where you can't shoot, you just have to avoid. One where you have to fly through gates. One one that I really enjoyed. I think it was called Wallpaper. You had to stop, basically when enemies spawned and flew around, they started to paint the level, and you had to kill the enemies off and stop them from painting it.
Okay, so you won by... Do you win, or is it more
you
score
would,
on that one?
You would eventually lose, I guess, because no matter how good you are, they would eventually paint it fully.
Yeah.
Or you more than likely you would die before you get to that stage.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of getting as high a score as you can in that time. Overall, it is so addictive, and it's so... the controls and the general mechanics are so well refined. It controls really nicely on the Vita, and that's what's great about having the dual analog sticks. Looks brilliant, looks really nice, and it's so satisfying. It's literally almost perfect.
Wow.
I would say it is practically a perfect game. It is incredible. It's so simple, but it's just so well designed.
Yeah.
It does exactly what it needs to do, and I couldn't really stop playing it, to be honest. I've been playing it on the Vita. I think you can get it on other consoles as well. I think it might be on PS4, maybe, but for PS Plus, it was only the Vita version, which is fair enough. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that one. So overall, I don't know about you. Well, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, but I think it's actually been a very good month for PS Plus.
Yeah, well, I can't complain.
I know that neither of us were that enthusiastic to start with when we saw what was lined up.
No, it was kind of giving stuff a go for the sake of it, I think.
Yeah, and I think we've both been fairly pleasantly surprised. I know you loved Styx.
Well, I do think I might play a bit more of Styx.
Yeah.
Just to, I don't think, the first hour or so of a game is usually, the
No, it's not that
point,
indicative,
so
is it?
I think it'd only be fair to give it a bit, maybe a couple more hours and see how I feel. I certainly think I'll play more Mousecraft. I'm quite up for trying to finish that.
Oh, no.
I don't think I'll play any more Entwined, but I might do. We'll see.
Yeah, I quite like Entwined. I was very surprised by that. I thought that would be absolute bollocks, but no, it was decent. All right, so I think other than our special feature games, is that everything we've been playing this week, or have you been on anything else?
Just trying to think.
There's not been that one recurring game that's not made an appearance again this week, has it?
Yeah.
Oh no, of course it has, hasn't it?
I have dabbled in Witcher.
Okay.
I won't talk too much about it because I haven't really progressed a huge amount. I've got 2 saves on the go at the moment. One where I play on my own, and one
one with your mate.
No, with Zoe. When my girlfriend
Zoe?
comes around. Yeah. So
Brilliant.
So we've gone kind of down different paths. So I've only really played it with her, I think.
So does she play it herself, or does she watch you play it?
No, she plays it herself.
Sweet.
This all started because she started playing it, I think, when I went for a shower.
Okay.
And I kind of condescendingly just thought she'd do nothing interesting and just gallop around on the horse.
Yeah, okay.
But then she went straight after a guy called the Bloody Baron. And if anyone has played it, they'll know who I mean by the Bloody Baron.
Sure.
But she was like, oh, a quest called the Bloody Baron, I'm going for that guy. So when I play with her, we've been going down the Bloody Baron quest.
Okay.
Whereas actually in mine, I haven't done that quest yet. So
because it's such a massive game,
yeah,
not even touched on that.
I just did it. It got to a point where there was a few quest lines to choose, and I chose the one which ended up in that Wander in the Dark mission.
Oh yeah, in the caves and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then after that, I've just been going around doing extra stuff and picking up loot and flogging stuff, and not really progressed in the story.
I know that stuff is kind of just as enjoyable as the quests themselves sometimes, isn't it? I know in the Elder Scrolls, I love just going around, finding loot, killing enemies, and doing all the extra little bits. Yeah,
and I do love that stuff, and I think I will be massively overpowered for that. The Bloody Baron stuff that we've been doing on Zoe's.
Sure.
I think the recommended level for that's already quite a few less than what I'm at now.
Okay, so you'll breeze through it when you do get around to it.
Yeah, and I can I'll know what to do, or I might go a different path than what she took, just out of interest.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get a different perspective on it.
But yeah, I think that's all I've really got to say on The Witcher at the moment, other than still enjoying it.
No, it's nice if you can enjoy a game together with your significant other.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming, but that happened.
Oh, good stuff. Good on you, Zoe.
yeah, it's worth me mentioning that I've got a load new games now, thanks to yourself and the guys at work.
Oh, of course, yeah, we should mention this. Obviously, it's been a while, so I was forgetting about that.
Yeah, I don't want to, what's the word, kind of put myself in a position where I'm going to promise that I'm going to be playing all these extremely soon, because I've ended up with a load more than I expected, because, so both yourself, the guys at work, and Zoe all got me games, so now I've ended up... So I still had Last of Us to play.
Oh, yeah, of course, that came with your PS4.
Yeah, so I've still got that. And now I've got Far Cry 4, Final Fantasy Type 0, is it called?
Yep.
Arkham Knight.
Oh, yeah.
I've got that now. And Child of Light, that was the other one, wasn't it?
That's right, yep, Child of Light. I think that was all of them, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got plenty to be getting on with.
Certainly have.
Did I mention it was my birthday? That's why I got those.
We probably should have elaborated that, really, shouldn't we? We didn't just decide,
gifts.
Because you're such a swell guy, we thought we'd buy you loads of presents.
Yeah.
Show our appreciation.
To celebrate the new podcast.
Yeah. That was why. As I say, because it's been such a while, I kind of forgot about that one in the meantime.
So I haven't touched on those yet. I put Arkham Knight in, and then
installed loads of patches.
Installed loads of stuff, and whilst I was waiting for it to install, I put Witcher back on.
Of course.
So, but yeah, I think Arkham Knight might be the next one I play.
Okay, that does look good. I've heard some good things about that. Nice one. Okay, so that's our recently played stuff out of the way. I think for me, it's very much been a PS Plus week.
Yeah,
this week, definitely. So now we shall move on to our special features.
Okay.
We'll mix it up. We'll go for Toilet Game of the Week.
Okay.
First this time.
So that was me, and you gave me Kung Fury.
I did indeed.
Street Rage. Now I was sceptical of Kung Fury.
Were you? You weren't a believer.
Well, I thought it'd be comically bad, and it turns out it is comical, or at least, well, the actual game itself isn't funny, but the backstory is. There's some tie-in. There's a tie-in film, and I can't really tell.
Oh, there's a tie-in film?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is. I've seen bits of it, and it's ridiculous. It's purposely over the top, which fits in with the whole vibe of this.
Real, like, B-movie shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're into that kind of comical, over-the-top B-movie stuff, look out for Kung Fury, because I've heard and seen good things in the brief bit of research I did on it. But that's the whole ridiculous backstory of... I think he's a time-travelling martial artist going back in time to kill Nazis or Hitler or both, or King Fuhrer. King Fury.
Kung Fuhrer.
Kung Fuhrer.
That was it.
But yeah, the actual game itself doesn't elaborate on any of that. It's an arcade-style kind of visual aesthetic and an audio. And there's just two, well, not even buttons. You imagine buttons on the left and the right. So tapping the right of the screen attacks right, tapping the left of the screen taps left. And you just have waves of enemies coming at you that get progressively more difficult and progressively more of them. So it starts off, and the one thing I will say is I wasn't very good at this I'm not still good at it, but I was very bad at the start. I didn't really get the hang of it in terms of the score system. So I was just tapping left and right to move wherever I wanted, but I didn't care whether I was hitting or missing. But the main things I'd say about this game is you want to hit every time. You don't want to miss.
Right.
Because that drops your combo, and your combo makes a massive difference to your score.
Okay.
And also, if you miss, you're more likely to get hit as well. And when you hit, you lose a life. You've only got 3 lives. When you get hit, you lose a life, and your combo drops.
So you don't want to be doing that.
So you don't want to miss, and you don't want to get hit. That's the general vibe of it. So the first enemies that come are invariably one-hit kill enemies. So one-hit kill Nazis.
Sure.
So if they're on your right, you tap right, and it'll hit them. And another mistake I made is I wasn't quite sure of the controls at first. So he does different cool animations, like kicks and electric hits, and I think he pulls a gun out and shoots him in the head in one.
Cool.
And all these kind of jumping kicks and stuff. But you don't control those. Because
it's just all kind of automatic. Yeah. It's kind of little flourishes to the animation and stuff, is it?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, if you tap right, you might do the electric shock one, he might do a jumping, spinning kick. He
Okay.
might do, you know,
Just makes it a bit more visually interesting.
Oh yeah, it looks great. Looks very cool. So, but at first I was trying to figure out how do I do that one again? Do I have to swipe this way, swipe that way?
Right,
But
you thought there was a trick to it.
Yeah, but there isn't.
Okay.
So yeah, you tap right, you hit right. You tap left, you hit left. So if there's the one hit enemy on your right, you just tap right, and then if there's another on your left, you tap left, and then you'll get 1 point, 2 points. And that goes on. I've only encountered. I've got from what I can gather, a reasonably decent score, and I've only encountered, I think, 5 enemy types. The first is that one hit kill Nazi. The second is a blonde Nazi that's 2 hits.
What, like an Aryan Nazi?
Well, that's
Is
what
that the idea?
that's what I thought, but I'm not sure.
Sure.
And then there's a woman in white who's a pain in the arse because you hit left and she dodges right, and then you hit right and she dodges left, and then the third time you hit her.
Oh, okay.
So they kind of change your direction.
Yeah.
Well, they don't change your direction, but they make you change direction in order to hit her.
No, I understand
in the
that. I
end.
get that. Sure.
And then there's robots that take 4 hits, I think. And then there's also a pretty rare for me, a red ninja that pops up, and I'm not really sure what he does. He just seems to jump around all over the place.
Right.
And yeah, you just keep going until you get your high score. You don't just get hit 3 times, you die, and then you get your score. And it can be very satisfying, but it is a good game in the sense that there is a lot of skill to it.
Okay.
Especially knowing how to fight each enemy, and especially when you get them all kind of jumping on you to be able to get yourself out. It's both satisfying and frustrating, which is a good sign for a game. So,
well, it sounds like you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was another free to play, wasn't it? So how's that been?
It's been fine. Yeah, I think that a criticism of the past few games I've played is that, you know, it's not that pick up and play. There's a lot of loading. There's a lot of adverts and stuff like that.
Yeah, lots of pissing about.
And
this is straight into
paid
it, is
stuff.
it?
Yeah, it's straight in. It's really, like, very much pick up and play. The only time you ever get ads is once you've died, and sometimes you press continue and you get an ad.
Okay.
Before you
Not the end of the
before
world.
you start again. And
I'm guessing there's some
not every time
microtransactions,
anyway.
is there?
You can pay to get rid of the ads.
That's it.
And as far as I'm aware,
That's great,
all
isn't
I've
it?
seen.
That is an ideal free-to-play model, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I wish they all did that. Oh, that does sound really good. I'm not much of a mobile gamer myself, but I'm tempted to try that one out.
I would recommend trying it. And I don't know, some people might play it straight away and love it. I didn't love it straight away.
No.
I kind of...
Took you a little while to get into it.
Yeah, I kind of thought, I don't know, I'm going to keep playing this. But now, if I get a free few moments, I will try and beat my score.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd recommend trying that out, definitely.
Oh, that's good. Nice one. Well, I think it's time to introduce you to this week's game.
Excellent.
Now, I know you like your RPGs.
I do.
Now and then. And I know you're a bit of a Final Fantasy fan.
Yep.
So, what we've picked today is a pretty brand new game again called Fearless Fantasy.
Fearless Fantasy.
Fearless Fantasy.
Who said fantasies had to be final, eh?
Well, yeah, that's it. It is neither final nor is it gentle. It is fearless. So I've got it up here. I'll give you a quick run through of the blurb. Fearless Fantasy is probably the weirdest RPG you'll play this year.
That's a good start.
It's a gesture-based adventure that's constantly keeping you on your toes. You use swipes, taps and pauses to both score critical hits and block enemy attacks, resulting in an involved and rewarding experience on every turn. What do you reckon to that? Does that sound interesting?
Sounds intriguing, yeah.
I think you might quite like to see the cover art as well for the game.
Okay, so you've just stuck some sort of purple-headed devil.
Yeah, obviously
looks...
our viewers, well, our listeners at home can't see it, but it's basically, if you think of a cartoon character, and then you think of the most fucked up cartoon character imaginable, it's probably pretty much on the level of the cover art for this game.
Facially reminds me a bit of the baddie from Little Mermaid.
Oh, really? Yeah.
But purple.
But purple. You can never trust those purple guys.
Yeah, I
It's
told
like the
you.
purple guy in Zelda.
You have to look out for the purple ones.
You do, bloody hell.
And, well, we're judging a book by his cover. He might be a nice guy.
He could be.
My money's on not.
Yeah, if I had to choose. Now, I've got bad news.
You're not going to make me pay, are you?
I'm going to make you pay.
99p. If it's any more than that,
No, you're safe.
Oh.
It's not even 99 pence. It is 77p.
okay.
It's usually, I don't know, probably £3 or something. But at a launch discount, you can get it at the low price of 77p.
Well,
So I thought you probably wouldn't balk too much at
no,
the idea
I can
of
stretch
paying for that. And hopefully it's something you'll enjoy. I'll be interested to hear all about that.
Yeah, I'll let you know next week.
Okay, fantastic. We'll move on to our other feature now, shall we?
Yeah. So what's it called?
Well, we've been calling it Bargain Bin Bundle Bollocks of the Week.
Yeah.
And this week's game, I think, very much fits within that theme. So the bundle that I'd seen this week to buy was, I think it's called the Sims Mega Bundle. Now, not the Sims as in EA, Maxis, Life Simulator, drowning people in a pool, whatnot, kind of Sims. But instead we're talking about simulators. It's quite a good mixture in this pack. In fact, I might go back at some point.
Play another one.
Yeah, and delve into another one. There were a few sort of farming simulator type ones. There's one that was a professional farmer, and there's one that's like, I can't remember what it was called now. Like traditional agricultural farmer or something. Basically loads of rubbish. But the one that really shone out to me from the pack was Warehouse and Logistics Simulator.
Fucking hell.
Now, I don't know about you, but when I see a game called something like that,
Who wants to play that?
I just get a reaction in my hand. I can't help it. It just reaches towards the buy button, and I can't help myself but play it immediately.
Yeah, it kind of sells itself to you.
It does. So yeah, Warehouse and Logistics Simulator. Basically, you play as a disembodied forklift driving around a warehouse. Moving.
Wait, so there's no one in it?
Yeah, this is what I don't understand.
So it's not a very good simulator from the off.
No,
really.
it's not. Right, so you're playing a forklift, and you start in first person view, and it took me ages to realise you could switch to third person. So I was like, okay, fair enough. You're probably just some generic looking character model. But no, you switch to third person, and there's no one there. So it's literally a forklift that drives itself, which, as you say, isn't really very good as far as simulators go.
Yeah, I haven't noticed that in real life very often.
Maybe it's a new... obviously, we've got the self-driving cars now, so maybe it's a new brand of self-driving forklifts.
Yeah,
I might explain it. So, yeah, you drive around as a forklift, moving boxes from one side of the level to the other side.
Okay.
Now, I've never worked in a warehouse, and I imagine it's probably generally a fairly menial task, not the most exciting job out there. But I could probably quite confidently say that this is even less interesting than working in a warehouse in real life.
Yeah, I imagine that's the case. There's probably less going on in this game than there is in an actual warehouse.
It really is an appalling excuse for a game. I don't understand why anyone would ever want to play it.
I don't even know what the market would be. I can't imagine there's that many people that work in a warehouse who go, I want to go home and do more of that.
I want to move more boxes.
Yeah. And the flip side, I can't imagine many people in other jobs saying, do you know what job I'd love to have done, but haven't actually managed to do it? And that's
moving boxes on a forklift.
Via a forklift, yeah.
It's pretty incredible,
Over
really.
and over again.
Over and over again. That is literally
and nothing else.
No. You just get a time limit, and you have to move some boxes, and then it goes, well done. And then you get another time limit to move some more boxes. And you just repeat ad nauseum.
One level? One warehouse?
No, there's a variety. There's a few warehouses.
Oh, that's good. So he's obviously working his way up.
I guess so,
well,
yeah.
I say there's no one in it.
Well,
so.
no, the forklift itself, I guess. But then the forklift changes, so you've got a variety of different forklifts to play around as. And it's literally like a student project. It is.
What, graphically?
Yes. It looks absolute shit.
So how much did you have to pay for this bundle?
So this bundle was £1.99, and that came with probably around 10 simulator games. So again, we're looking at kind of a 20p sort of price tag on this one, and it most definitely does not meet that value.
No.
I felt very shortchanged having paid 20p for such an abomination.
I think the farming ones you get a better value out of.
Yeah, and I can see some appeal. Like, you know, farming's a really relaxing job. It's not something that everyone's going to do, is it? A lot of people might work in an office. They want to... Yeah, lots of stuff to do with farming, but this is literally moving boxes. And, as I say, graphics, shocking. Probably PlayStation 2 standard, but just at a high resolution. And what makes me laugh is that there's loads of graphics settings like HDR, anti-aliasing, and what else was there? Something else. SSAO, which I always forget what it actually means. Ambient occlusion. Like loads of really fancy graphical settings, and you're like, tick, 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 tick. Oh yeah, I want all these on. And you look at it, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of like polishing a turd, I guess.
Yeah. There's no collision detection, because for whatever reason, there's people just randomly walking around. Really.
So that would have made it fun. Just like skewering
yeah.
forklift.
But you literally just drive straight through them. No collision detection. Controls are awful. You keep getting stuck on walls. That's basically the only challenge of the game, is when, because of the shit controls, you get stuck on a wall and you have to keep mashing the keys until you finally get yourself free. That's kind of the main crux of the game, really.
No, that sounds really good.
To be fair, raising its value somewhat, it did come with a free DLC pack. Which was Hell's Warehouse. And what this was, it's a zombie survival take on it. So they're basically taking the same warehouse levels, same shitty forklifts, but instead of moving boxes, you drive around mowing down zombies.
Well, that's much better.
Picking up power-ups. It actually is better than the original base game. It still looks shit, and controls like garbage. You literally just drive around in circles mowing the zombies down. There's very little challenge to it. In fact, in the second level, I worked out you could just go outside and there weren't any zombies there, so you could just sit there forever and never die.
Well, that'd be the sensible route, I think. If that was the case.
No, I think I'd just want to commit suicide if I was actually in that game. If I was a disembodied forklift, I'd just drive myself into a wall, end it all right there and then.
Well, I think you did this to yourself, really.
You think I did it to myself?
Yeah.
You think I deserved this?
You didn't have to pick that one.
Well, yeah, but
what did you expect when you picked warehouse and logistics simulator?
I expected to be entertained. That is what I expected.
As words go, I don't think they get much more dull than logistics.
No, and in fact, I don't know what does logistics even mean? Because I didn't really see much like when I think of logistics, I think of planning. There's no planning; you're just driving around a forklift.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. I don't know the exact definition, but it is kind of it's like a vague strategy planning kind of
I guess
word,
so.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it was exquisitely bad as far as games go. I was quite impressed by how truly awful it was.
Oh, it's always good to expand your horizons. And see the depths that games can go.
And today, actually, I just scouted out a new bundle, and that one's full of some real treats. So I'm going to look forward to picking one out of that and talking about that next week.
Awesome.
I'll have to see what I can find. All right. That's our features done and dusted with. So, on to the news. Recent news. So, what's been going on? So, I don't know. I never know how to pronounce his first name. Satoru Iwata has sadly passed away. Wasn't expecting this. Didn't even know he was ill, I must admit.
No, I don't think it was documented that he was ill, was it?
I think he might have avoided going to E3 because of it. So it was probably... it probably was mentioned before, but no one really expected that he was at death's door, bless him.
Mm.
So if you don't know, he was essentially like the president of Nintendo. He was only 55 when he died, so not really a great old age. He's got quite a long history working with the company. I didn't realise this, but he actually joined back in 1983 as a developer. I just presumed he was always just the head of Nintendo, just did, told people what to do and sat in his comfy chair. But no, in fact, he was actually quite a proficient developer, and he worked on Smash Brothers and some of the Pokemon games.
Yep.
And then he became the president in 2002. and has been up until now. So he oversaw the DS, Wii U, obviously. So yeah, he's had a long run. It's a shame for it just to end in such tragedy.
Yeah, it's not an old age, is it, for people nowadays? So it's a shame to die so young. Well, it's always a shame when someone dies, but to die at 55 is, it's certainly sad news.
It is. So yeah, that's a bit of a bum note to start on. What's much happier for one person in particular is the news about PewDiePie. So, turns out, as everyone expected, he's fucking rich.
Yeah, well, I think we already knew that, didn't we?
We did. It didn't take a genius to work it out, but whereas he always makes a point of not disclosing his earnings, I don't know how, but someone found out that he apparently made about, I think it was $7 million last year, which is, it's not bad, is it? As far as an income goes.
Yeah, it's pretty exceptional, especially considering what he does, having fun making videos.
Yeah, if only we could all play games all day and make millions.
I think I would have expected to have been more for some reason, maybe based on estimates. I think there was a lot of the time that, as you say, if he didn't actually explicitly say, I think people used to estimate how much he
sure.
earned per month or whatever.
Now, I know it has caused a lot of rage over the internet. There's so many people who hate PewDiePie and they're like, I can't believe he makes this much money, sat on his arse, playing games, screaming at the camera. What's your thoughts on it?
It doesn't bother me. I quite like the guy. I think when I first saw his videos, like, a few people thought, oh, this is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And he's definitely got that kind of love him or hate him vibe to him.
Oh, definitely.
But I've always thought he's quite likeable. Well, I do now. I think he's quite likeable. There's been some decisions that he's made that I've quite liked. For a long time we didn't really discuss his relationship, although people were pestering about it for ages.
Sure.
I know he turned comments off, and he made a video saying he was sorry, but there was just no value in these comments anymore, which
can't blame him.
Massively agree with.
Yep.
And in terms of the money, it's demand and supply ultimately. He's providing all these videos, all these people are watching it and
for free.
Ads on it.
At the end of the day, for free.
Exactly.
He's providing a free service, free entertainment, people across the internet. I watch a lot of games videos on YouTube. Don't watch a lot of PewDiePie, but for what he is, I think he's entertaining enough. And as you say, he's a really nice guy. When I have watched some kind of more candid videos where he's just discussing things, I think he's just a really nice bloke.
Yeah, I always thought he seemed reasonably down to earth. As you say, it kind of contrasting comment because he's both kind of outrageous and down to earth.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ridiculous and down to earth. But yeah, no, I've got no problem with him, and no problem with him making loads of money.
No, I think he deserves every penny. And PewDiePie, if you're listening to this, we wouldn't mind a bit of it chucked our way as well. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I'm sure you're loving the show so far.
Absolutely. I think for the last few weeks, this is where he's been getting all his ideas. Actually, yeah. I
believe so. Yeah. He dropped me an email to thank us.
Oh well, that was very polite of him at least. Right. Next up on recent news, we had a couple of tidbits from Ubisoft. One thing they have announced, which I think is a very wise decision, is that they'll no longer show trailers with really sort of unrealistically amazing graphics. So, do you remember the whole debacle about like Watch Dogs?
Yeah, was it just that it was a massive disappointment when I can't remember? It was still pre-release, was it, or was it when it was released that it was? There was some point when there was a massive contrast between what was expected and what was delivered.
Yeah, I think it was basically like the E3 trailers. This was obviously a while ago now, probably before the new gen consoles actually came out, or at least around the same time. So there were these incredible E3 trailers where the graphics were probably better than any game you'd ever seen, hyper realistic, and people were going wild over it, saying, this is going to be incredible. And when the game actually turned up, it looked alright, but not really that great. So
I think we obviously know the difference between cutscenes and actual gameplay. So was this gameplay that was enhanced?
That's right. So as you say, like, you can usually tell like a pre-rendered cutscene or something, but this time round it was actually genuine gameplay, but it was basically genuine gameplay running on a crazy high-spec computer. And in fact, the graphics were so good on it that you couldn't even access that level of graphics on the PC release.
No. Even if you had
a really powerful computer, you had to, like, they basically dumped some of the options, and some hackers managed to recover them somewhat, and you could actually recover some of the really pretty effects, but I think they were a bit buggy because they were essentially unfinished.
Yep.
And intentionally left out of the game. So yeah, that caused a big sort of downgrade rage from people who bought the game and were expecting this thing that would make them weep tears of joy over its beauty. So yeah, they say they've learned the lessons over that, and they're now going to show trailers that are a bit more realistic, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's the way to go.
Definitely.
A more honest, direct approach rather than misleading people.
That's what we like. We like a bit of truth. And another thing they said was that apparently they are getting a good majority of their sales income from the PS4. So I can't remember the numbers exactly, but I think it was 27% of their sales is on PS4. Now you have to think across all the consoles, that's actually quite a lot.
Yep.
Xbox One was only 11.
Okay.
Which was actually in line with the 360 and the PS3.
Okay.
So they're actually selling as many Ubisoft games on the last gen consoles as they are on the Xbox One. And also PC did well. That was second, I think, with 23%. So once again, it's like that news recently where the PS4 is dominating in Europe. Once again, it's another sign of how well the PS4 is doing in comparison to the Xbox One.
Yep.
And it's like we said back then, is that because the PS4 is slightly more powerful, the third-party games, which Ubisoft mainly deal with, they mainly deal with the multi-platform stuff, they will always look or run slightly better on the PS4. So people are going to want the PS4 version, aren't they?
Yep.
Just makes sense.
If you've got the choice between the two,
yeah,
then you go that way. But also, yeah, just if you're choosing your console, if you have to choose one or the other, then you're going to be taking that into account.
You would, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Microsoft somehow managed to claw back some of what they've lost. We'll have to see what happens over the next few years.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll try and come up with something.
They'll do the best, yeah. Obviously, talking of the Xbox One, at E3 they announced backwards compatibility.
Yep.
Which surprised everyone. I wasn't expecting it. But Sony has now come out and said, basically, don't expect it on the PS4. My favourite part of it, though, is that they said their reason is our focus is on creating new games. And I found this particularly interesting, considering how in our upcoming release list, which we're just about to get onto, we have God of War 3 Remastered coming out in a few days, and then we have Journey Remastered.
Yeah, there's a lot of remastering going on.
There is a hell of a lot of remastering. And so I did enjoy that. Yeah, I had a little bit of a chuckle at that.
They could have elaborated that. Our focus is on creating new games and remastering games.
Yeah, basically they want to make money off the old games. They don't want to let you play them for free.
Yep.
So moving on to upcoming games, as we say, God of War 3 Remastered. I know you're a big fan of God of War, aren't you? You like the look of the protagonist.
I won't be playing it ever.
Okay.
I hate the protagonist. I hate quick time events. And I believe there's a lot of the protagonist and there's a lot of quick time events.
Yeah, there is quite a lot in both of those in the game. So probably not your ideal game of choice.
No, I won't play it.
Have you played Journey?
No, I know of Journey. I've seen Journey. It didn't appeal to me. I think it looked a bit too arty for me.
Definitely. it is, again, another pretentious indie game, which we like to talk about. I would say it is worth playing, okay? A lot of people were raving and saying, it's the best game ever, it's amazing. But it's not. It's not, to be honest.
I've often felt that with arty indie games, like Limbo, for example.
Oh, I fucking hated Limbo. It was terrible.
Very highly praised.
So frustrating.
Braid as well. I enjoyed Braid and the mechanics were clever, but it didn't blow my mind.
Yeah, Braid was alright. Obviously that was
very pretentious.
Oh, it was. Like fucking classical music and everything. But bloody hell, Braid practically brought about the whole indie kind of revolution, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
That's one of the first indie games in recent years that did really well, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a good example to bring up.
Indie Game the movie is worth watching. Don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, I haven't. No.
It mainly focuses on Braid, Super Meat Boy, and Fez.
Oh yeah.
Fez was another one I didn't give much time to. Very highly reviewed, but
I keep meaning to go back to it. I played it briefly. It was alright, I guess. Again, very pretty art style. Things with Journey, it stays very true to the title of the game.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
That's good. Title integrity.
Yeah. It's like one thing you can say about Warehouse and Logistics Simulator is you are in a warehouse.
You should always get points for title integrity, so that's good.
You should.
So
if we gave review scores, that would be extra points on top, definitely. So Journey is a journey, and you see a lot of pretty things along this journey, but the problem is you don't really do a lot. You kind of just take it all in. So, gorgeous graphics on the PS3. It's going to look even nicer on the PS4. But I never really felt like I was actually doing much other than just walking in one direction. And that's
like that band.
Yeah, I was about to say, not like the band. If you were walking as one direction, that would be an interesting game. That'd be quite good, actually. You'd sort of have to, I guess, push away all the screaming 13-year-old girls, wouldn't you? Kind of walking around. Yeah, One Direction walking simulator. Maybe that could be the next in the simulator series.
Is there a One Direction game? It wouldn't surprise me if there was.
There's got to be, hasn't there?
There's
got to be. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. That could be worth checking out. Definitely. So Journey is not as amazing as it's made out to be, but it is worth a shot at some point. And it is free for anyone who has it on PS3, which you won't.
No.
But if it's cheap at some point, I do recommend it. So I think that comes out on the 21st. What other stuff have we got coming out within the week or so to come?
Okay, so I was pretty excited to see that Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess, is coming out.
You were excited?
Yes. Because
okay.
I had to look this up, but I'd forgotten. I did a while ago watch a review for Deception 4 Blood Ties.
Right.
So this is an updated version of that. So I've looked into it, and it's got like an extra protagonist, some extra quests, extra traps, I think. But the concept of this game is quite interesting in that I think you're pretty much a bad guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and heroes are coming. I think you're like the devil or the devil's daughter or something. No, you're not
a goblin.
You're a lot prettier than a goblin, technically.
Oh, has it got lots of pretty ladies in it?
Oh, it's your typical anime type people.
Okay. We know what a fan we are of those type of games.
Oh yeah, after last week. Yeah.
Do they look over 18?
Yeah, I'd say. Well, they all look the same age to me. It's not like they've got complexions or anything, have they? Like
fair point. Yeah.
But
no, you're quite interested in the prospect of this one then.
Yeah. So when I watched the original review for Blood Ties, I thought the whole dynamic of it was quite refreshing. Like, so you're this bad guy or girl, and people are coming after you, heroes.
Okay.
With seemingly different skills and traits and stuff, and you have to set traps to entice them into. So they're coming to attack you, and you have to set traps that give them horrendous deaths.
Really?
And it's kind of gratuitous and it's kind of over the top, and loads of it's really silly. But I thought there seemed to be something really satisfying about luring like these heroes, which would usually be the player, luring them into traps and getting, obviously points and rewarded for pulling off these elaborate traps. Because I think you set the trap. I've never actually played it, but from what I can gather, you set different traps around the room before the level, and you read up on the heroes that are coming after you.
Oh, so you get suitable traps to...
Yeah, so you'll know how they'll try and attack, and you'll know personality types and stuff like that. Oh. And I thought it seemed quite unique and quite interesting.
Yeah, I've got to give it that at least. It's definitely quite a fresh take on that kind of game, I suppose.
So yeah, essentially, funnily enough, this isn't an entirely new game either. It's an updated version of the previous game.
On PS3 or something, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
I don't know if it was on anything else other than PS3, probably. Might have been multi-platform.
Could have been.
But yeah, so that's coming to PS4 with the additional stuff. So I think...
Nice.
I imagine people that liked Blood Ties might end up buying it, because there does seem to be plenty of additional stuff.
Cool.
And I think I might pick it up at some point.
Maybe when it's on sale.
Yeah, because, as you know, I've got too much to be getting on with anyway. But,
yeah.
I will keep an eye on for that. Right, okay, so moving on, we've got F1 2015.
Yes!
Which
About time!
You've been playing 2014 to death, haven't you? So
Oh, yes.
we should stop fucking banging on about it, to be honest.
Oh, I do love F1 now. F1 can get in the bin.
Yep, so if you like F1, then you're going to be buying this.
No, not really.
I'm
sure you're a nice person.
Yeah, sorry about James there. So yeah, F1 2015. If you like F1 and you're not a swat, you probably already bought it. Probably already bought it anyway, or got it pre-ordered. If you don't like F1, you're not going to be buying it. So I don't think there's much point.
I hear there's lots of driving in this version.
Is that what more so
in this year's iteration? Yeah, lots of driving.
But there's a lot of track, is there?
Yeah, quite a bit. Some pit stops.
Yeah.
Should be good for fans of F1. Yeah, should be good. Cool. What else we got? Lay it on me.
Okay, so do you know of The Fall?
I do not.
Okay.
Do you know of The Fall?
Well, I looked it up.
Oh, good. You came prepared.
So The Fall is an indie side-scroller.
Sure.
The protagonist seemed to be some sort of AI robot. It was originally released on PC, and it was well received.
Oh, we like a well received game.
Yeah, so that's coming to Xbone and PS4. So
lovely.
It's probably worth checking out from going off the reviews.
Oh, good to hear. No, I'd not heard of that one. Could be worth looking out for.
I couldn't quite get what was going on with it, but the story seemed to have been well rated, and it was almost some sort of robot man or woman gone rogue.
Oh, really?
Being suppressed by humans, and you end up...
Could be all right then.
Yeah, it seemed quite dark.
I imagine it's like a downloadable indie title, probably not too expensive. So yeah, that's good.
That'd be my guess.
Cool.
Okay, so another of your favourites coming up.
Go on.
Now, do you know this guy? Rory McIlroy?
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 Yeah, he's that golfer, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, well, that would make sense because he's got a PGA Tour game.
Now, if there's one thing I love more than F1, it is golf.
So how's McIlroy spelled? Is that two L's? MC?
It's MCIL. If you're reading it off a screen, I and L obviously look the same.
Exactly.
Don't they?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's McIlroy. That rings a bell.
McIlroy does,
but
not to be confused with McAvoy.
McAvoy,
the actor.
Okay.
I do know who he is.
Okay, so yeah, lots of golfing goodness awaits in that, I imagine. Because what happened with Tiger Woods? Well, quite a few things happened with Tiger Woods, didn't they?
What didn't happen with Tiger Woods?
But I think because of all his shenanigans, he stopped being the face of golfing games the world over. So I'm guessing
he went from being the face of golf to the penis of golf, I believe. I don't know what happened with his sponsorship. I don't know who the biggest names in golf are.
Well,
nowadays.
It must be Rory McIlroy. Is it Rory, his first name?
I believe so.
Okay. Good old Rory. Well, you go Rory.
Yeah, so if you like golf, that one's coming out for PS4 and Xbone.
Wonderful.
16th of July.
Ooh, not long. Not
And
long.
F1's 10th of July, just in case you're wondering.
Okay, yeah, so that one's already out.
Yes.
In fact, I have heard, if you're thinking of getting it on PC, well, if you're thinking of getting it on any console, don't.
Well,
Save your
F1.
money. But, if you're thinking of getting it on PC, apparently I have heard that the PC version of F1 2015 is knackered. It's another week, another shitty PC port, just like Arkham Knight. So yeah, give that a wide berth. Give it a wide berth in general, but especially if you're going to get it on PC, give it a wide berth.
Okay. Good advice there. Moving on. Trials Fusion. Awesome level max.
Cool. Ever played any of the Trials games?
I haven't. I know of them. I believe they're very good.
I played them briefly. They're alright. Yeah. I know a lot of people are really quite into it, but for me it's just a bit too frustrating because kind of the physics and the controls are a bit mental and you just die over and over and over again. And when I did try, I just got a bit pissed off really. But pretty good games, I think, for what they are. So I'm guessing this is Trials Fusion but with extra shit added.
Awesome.
It was nice.
Awesome level max.
Yeah. So it must be pretty awesome.
Some good words going on there. Okay, so do you know anything about Godzilla?
He's a dinosaur, isn't he?
Yeah, big one. He's coming out as well.
He's got a video game.
Not out of the closet.
Oh, he's coming out. Oh, right.
Godzilla's coming out of the closet onto PS4 and 3.
He's going to stop kidnapping women and go for the men instead, is he?
Maybe men or maybe other Godzillas. I don't know.
Oh, could be.
Um,
I honestly don't know a thing about this. I had no idea there was going to be a Godzilla game.
well, you made the note.
Well, yeah, I saw a release list.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea there was going to be a Godzilla game. I imagine it's going to be shit.
Well, I've got. There's nothing about Godzilla that appeals to me really.
No.
In the franchise itself, like the films, anything. There was a film recently, wasn't there, with Walter White in it?
Really?
I think that was Godzilla.
I didn't even know that, to be honest.
Or was it? Yeah, I think that was Godzilla.
All right.
But I could very well be wrong.
Actually, Godzilla wasn't the one who kidnapped women, was he? That was King Kong. What did Godzilla do? He just
attacked.
He just fucked shit up, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just leveled Japan. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be awful, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. We shall see.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're into Godzilla, then that's coming out. Right, we're getting towards the end now.
Okay.
This one sounds bizarre. Do you know anything about Hateful Boyfriend?
Oh, I do know a little bit about Hateful Boyfriend. I don't know how you pronounce it. We're going to go with Hateful. Hateful?
I thought it was a typo of just hateful boyfriend.
I know, you'd think it would be, wouldn't you? It's probably a pun. So, it's another Japanese anime game. And it's a dating simulator. But it's not your typical Japanese anime dating simulator.
Oh, no, not at all, no.
Not at all. Because, in fact, you're dating pigeons. We'll leave it at that, shall we?
Well, you are a pigeon. You're not a guy dating pigeons.
Well, I guess so, yeah. I guess you're a pigeon dating a pigeon.
Actually, I don't know. I hope you're a pigeon.
I don't even know. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if you were a person dating pigeons. There's been Stranger Things coming out of Japan. So that's already been on PC for a while.
Yeah.
And in fact, I wouldn't mind maybe having that as a bargain bin bundle bollocks game of the week if that crops up cheap sometime. Because that does look pretty freaking weird.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know what goes on in that.
So we've now got it coming out for PS4. Is it coming out on Xbone as well? Or is it just the PS4?
You've put here PS4 and Vita.
Yeah. Sony is always your best bet for your really weird Japanese games. For better or worse.
If that's your
always
niche,
had.
then...
Yeah, it's always had the really odd kind of anime. Obviously some really good ones, some like Hateful Boyfriend.
It could be a gem of a game.
It could be brilliant. I'd quite like to try it out. Alright. Anything else? Or is that your lot?
Yeah, last one, we've got Tembo, the Badass Elephant.
Well.
Quote here, part commando, all elephant.
don't think there's much more to say about that, is there? That sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it's graphically it looked alright. It had a
Did
nice
it?
little art style. 2D side scroller, playing as an elephant,
Yeah, it's quite
muffing some shit up,
a unique premise. Got to give it that, at least.
going after some sort of rogue army or something.
Oh, really?
Looked quite fun.
Oh,
Check it out.
might have to. When's that come out?
Don't know.
Don't know. Probably didn't write it down. Well, it's coming out next week, probably.
Yeah, it's a new release / upcoming release. So
Okay.
look
Very
out
good.
for it.
Sweet. So, is that your lot for this week?
For upcoming stuff,
I think it is.
I think that's covered everything.
I think
There.
we're all good to go. Well, we're on iTunes now
Yes, we are.
and Stitcher. Is it Stitcher?
Yep.
I don't even know what Stitcher is, but we're on it, so that's
Yep.
good. That's got to be a good thing. So you can still just carry on listening to the podcast on the website if you like, or you can download it, subscribe to it with iTunes.
Yeah.
If you're really nice, you could leave us a review. We'd like that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, if you've enjoyed the show and you want to leave us a review, we'll look you up and give you a shout out.
Yeah, leave a good review. Well, leave any review. Leave a shit review. Absolutely slate us if you like. And yeah, well, actually, please don't. Please don't.
There's too many people at work that'll take that.
Oh shit, yeah. So yeah, leave us a nice review, and yeah, we'll give you a shout out on the podcast, and kiss your ass, and for being such a nice person.
Yeah, and we'll try and keep developing. We're going to put the social media stuff together soon. Certainly a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, hopefully.
Everyone's on that there Facebook these days, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. They are indeed. And yeah, we might even put a contact form on the website at some point.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't
So
it?
if you want to ask us any questions or get in
Hurl
touch, then,
abuse,
yep.
that kind of thing.
Anything really. Yeah, we'll set that up.
Or if you want to send some
Thank you,
nude
man.
pictures,
Or that.
male or female,
Yeah, we don't.
but
we're not
either
picky.
would be gratefully received.
Beggars can't be choosing.
Quite right, quite right. Well, I think there's nothing left to say other than thank you very much for listening again, and we'll speak to you next week.
Yep, see you next time.
Goodbye. This one's gone very smoothly. We've not really got any bloopers this time round, have we?
No flies, no drills.
No emergency services.
No, that hasn't happened. Nobody walking in. We've got some stuff to cut out, I imagine, but
Probably. If you like F1, you're not really a twat. I'm sorry. I'm sure.
No, I don't.
I'm sure you're lovely.